Joining us now for a reaction, Senator John Kennedy, of Louisiana. Thank you, sir, for joining me. Clearly, today was it was an assault on 75 million Americans. I think it was meant to be. And that last swing at Donald Trump. What's your takeaway from all of this?
Tammy, I don't hate anybody, and I try to look for grace wherever I can find it. But as to Speaker Pelosi's January 6th commission, I guess it comes down to, would you buy a used car from Speaker Pelosi? I mean, that's what this is all about, isn't it? Speaker Pelosi says that her commission is a nonpartisan search for the truth. I don't believe that. Just about everybody I've met in Washington, D.C. is partisan. Speaker Pelosi is the most partisan of them all. If partisanship were an Olympic sport, she'd take home the gold. She has said repeatedly what she thinks. She stacked the deck of this commission. I think she put 8 Democrats or 7 Democrats and Congresswoman Cheney on the commission, and I think 6 or 5 Republicans, and she rejected some of Mr. McCarthy's choices. I think that what Speaker Pelosi plans to do is give the Republican Party, not just President Trump, but the Republican Party, a fair and impartial firing squad. I think that I think she is planning to, as she has in the past, to try to equate the atrocities, and they were atrocities, of January 6th with the entire population of people who didn't vote for President Biden.
Senator
most
Kennedy,
of whom are Republicans.
You know, I think you're absolutely right, and everyone on the Democrat side is missing that irony, that they're complaining about an assault on democracy, and here they are using taxpayer dollars, campaigning, propaganda to demonize and smear half of the American population when already there's violence in this country. When this is, they figure maybe they can get more votes from this. I want you to listen to if you could, sir, some sound from a CBS News conversation, a contributor, about his reaction to the Olympics and comparing his trouble with it to January 6th. Let's listen.
My favorite part of the Olympics was always going to the stadium for the opening ceremonies. Then I just realized, you know, man, particularly after these last 4 years, I had it wrong. Nationalism is not good. We've seen the rise of white nationalism. Nationalism is not good. And also this whole idea, I keep thinking back on the Capitol riots, and I saw a lot of, you know, U.S. flags.
Right.
So now when I see the flag and the flag raisers, man, what America am I living in?
Doesn't that sound, sir? This is creating an environment and a mentality that I think what the Democrats want, which is one that rejects America, one that looks at your neighbor suspiciously, that your neighbors are the problem, that people who don't think like you are the problem. It worries me. Does it worry you?
Well, of course. America is not perfect, but America is good. More than that, America is the freest country in all of human history. America is the wealthiest country in all of human history. America is the most powerful country in all of human history and the greatest country in all of human history. We're not perfect, but we are good. And many of my Democratic friends, not all of them, but many of them seem to hate it. They think that America was wicked when it was founded, and it's even more wicked in their judgment today. They think that America is racist, misogynistic, and that everybody who doesn't think the way that they think is ignorant.
And that is really, it seems, sir, to be the message. That seems to be the message of anyone who recognizes this charade for what it is. And shame on Representative Cheney and Kinzinger for participating. Just shameful on both of them. Sir, thank you very much for joining me tonight. I appreciate it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.